It's no secret the March for Life comes during a trying time for the church. Despite that, the pro-life movement is getting strong support from some key leaders in the government. To talk about it all, national correspondent for the Tablet and Crux, Christopher White. Christopher, this is the third year there's been representation from the White House at the March for Life, a video from President Trump, and an unapologetic pro-life address from VP Mike Pence and his wife. What does this kind of recognition mean for the pro-life movement?
Well, for the pro-life movement, Michelle, this is certainly the recognition at the highest levels of government. You know, for 46 years they have been appealing to make their case known, and to have this sort of response from the White House, I think for many is a validation of their cause.
And what's the tone during this year's march down there? Has the Catholic Church's sex abuse crisis affected the march at all?
Well, last night was the Vigil Mass, where 10,000 Catholics sort of gathered ahead of the March for Life, and Archbishop Naumann, recognized the grave impact that the sex abuse crisis has on the pro-life witness. There were people here from Pennsylvania today who I spoke with who, they expressed great sadness of what they've been through following the release of the Pennsylvania grand jury report. However, the joy and enthusiasm that has come to define the March for Life still sort of came through with a lot of clarity still.
Now, a part of the crisis that definitely affected the march is the absence of Cardinal Donald Wuerl, a longtime participant as a leader of the Archdiocese of Washington. What's the latest on Cardinal Wuerl?
Well, Michelle, Cardinal Wuerl was absent both today at the Mass for the Archdiocese of Washington and at last night's vigil. There had been petitions sort of protesting the possibility of his presence, and so I think he felt it best to stay away, not to distract from it. Now, folks here in Washington tell me that his successor could be named any time within the next few weeks, so all eyes are on Rome awaiting a word for that.
Christopher, tell me what angles you're writing up right now. What can we expect to read from you?
Well, Michelle, what I'm looking at is the way in which the pro-life movement is still trying to sort of embrace a big tent philosophy. This morning in the Washington Post, Jeannie Mancini, the head of the March for Life, wrote an op-ed saying, we get a lot of criticism that we're strictly a conservative and a Republican movement, but we want Democrats to join us. And so I spoke to folks here in Washington to sort of get their reactions to that, to sort of see, is it possible that the pro-life movement may become a big tent movement once again?
Chris, thank you so much.